beautiful friends, it's Mimi here today, and in today's video I'm gonna talk to you about tips and tricks on how to take care of your Luxy hair extensions, or for that matter any hair extensions that you may have. And these are the tips and tricks that I've learned through probably wearing hair extensions for now more than 5 years. So I'll be sharing you my personal tips and tricks, and in the end of the video I'm gonna share a really cool trick on how to get rid of these little layers that you have sometimes sticking out when you clip in hair extensions. So let's get started. Now, for the longest time, I've hesitated to make an updated version of hair care extension video because personally, and I have to confess here, I don't treat my hair extensions well. I'm gonna show you a typical situation in my day when I wear hair extensions. See my bag? Okay. Open the bag. This is what I do. Honestly, I mean, this is embarrassing to admit, and Alex always laughs at me when I do this, but there's been so many situations in my day where it's the end of the day, or sometimes I'm on the plane, and it was funny because one time there was this guy sitting beside me and I just felt like, you know what, I don't care. He's gonna think I'm weird and this is strange, this girl's taking hair off her head, but I just did it. I started unclipping my hair and just kind of throwing it in my bag. So I'm guilty of that. Now, regardless of how bad I store my extensions on most days, they still last me at least 8 months. And I do have a few sets, but usually I'll stick to one set and I'll wear it the most. So right now it's the Ombre Blonde Luxy hair extensions. This is the Ombre Chestnut Luxy hair extensions. It's kind of hard to see because I'm holding it in a bunch. Alright, so that was on a bad day. On a good day, I store my Luxy hair extensions in a box that they come in. And as you can see, this is an old box that I've had, I think, for over a year. What I would do on a good day, and what I recommend for you to do every time you wear your hair extensions, is you gather all the hair. 1 second. So this is what you do after you take it off your head. You gather the hair, you have your brush, and you brush out your hair extensions from the bottom up. And like I said, I'm not the best at taking care of it, so usually I'll just go in with my brush and I won't be careful. But the more careful you are, obviously the longer the hair extensions will last you. So here it is. Nicely brush it out. If you see any knots, sometimes it's better to just separate the weft and brush it out individually. As you can see, nicely brushed. So once I brush it out, I usually, again, what I would do before, see, when I first get the set, I'm more careful, but the reality is after a few wears, I'm not as careful anymore. So I'll just twist it. This is what I do. Like that, and then I'll just pull it, and this is what I'll have. I like to store it like that because it kind of creates a nice wave in the hair. If you want, what you can do is just put a hair tie. Now I have a hair tie here. Just tie it in a ponytail like that so your hair doesn't tangle. And then you would still kind of roll it in a circle. You open the box and you just slide it in the box. Just like that. Then you close the box and your extensions are safely in the box. Beautiful. That's on a good day. Now I'm gonna talk about shedding and tangling in general in all hair extensions, including Luxy hair extensions. All hair extensions tangle. Let's just be clear, they all tangle because that's what hair does. Your natural hair may tangle. Personally, my hair doesn't really tangle a lot, but usually if I don't wash my hair, after 2-3 days, it does start to tangle. Now with hair extensions, it's the same thing. How to avoid tangling in general. I'm gonna give you a few tips, and these are the tips that I personally use. Number one, the most important, is always have a brush on hand. So when you're wearing hair extensions, you want to make sure you always have a brush on hand, and you just put it in your bag and just take it with you wherever you're going. If you go into the restroom, you just go in, brush the hair as you're reapplying your lip gloss or something. So this way you're making sure that your hair and the extensions don't tangle. Most tangling in hair extensions is actually created by the friction of your hair with the hair extensions. Personally, my hair is a bit more damaged. It has quite a lot of split ends. So when my hair tangles with extensions, it's actually my natural hair that's causing the tangling with the hair extension. Just imagine the scene in your head. Your natural hair is a bit rough and it's got split ends, and then you have beautiful silky hair extensions. You clip this on, and then throughout the day everything is mixing, and what happens is you have a tangle. So how do you prevent the tangle? You constantly brush through the hair. That's what it takes to have beautiful tangle-free hair as you're wearing hair extensions. Now, as we are on the topic of tangling, I want to tell you, make sure you never ever sleep with your hair extensions. That's probably the worst thing you can do to your hair extensions. When you're sleeping, again, your hair is there and the extensions are clipped in. You're tossing and turning in your sleep, and the hair, again, is mixing and creating tangles. Just imagine the scene in the morning feeling when you wake up and you try to pull your hair and it's just like, oh, like it's just like you're ripping the hair. It's happened before. Speaking from personal experience, so I want to tell you, if you want your hair extensions to last longer, don't ever sleep with them. Number two, if you don't want your hair extensions to tangle, don't ever take a shower with them or go swimming with them. I know it would be nice to just pretend that this hair is yours, but the reality is you need to take it off when you take a shower. Same thing will happen if you have the hair extensions clipped in your head and you're taking a shower. Everything is kind of in there, mixing up, tangling, and it might be a disaster trying to pull it out of your hair after, because you're gonna lose your own hair as well as you're trying to pull it out. So just think of your hair first, not with the extensions. Same with sleeping. If you're getting it tangled in your hair, you're putting your own hair at risk, okay? And then of course the hair extensions as well. So no swimming, taking a shower, or swimming in the ocean. You can still wear it to the pool party or to the sea, but put it up in a ponytail or put it in a side braid and don't go in the water with it. You heard me. No going in the water. Alright, so that's that. Now let's move on to the topic of shedding. Our natural hair sheds about 100 hair strands a day. Same with hair extensions. Unfortunately, even though they are attached to a web, just like with natural hair, as you will brush through them, as you will style your hair extensions, they are going to shed. So therefore, all of hair extensions, whether clip-in or the ones you have bonded in your hair, they all have a lifespan, and it's anywhere from 3-4 months to a year or longer, of course, depending on how often you wear them, style them, and wash them. In order to prevent shedding, I'm gonna give you some tips. And one of the biggest tips that I've learned actually throughout the 5 years when I just started wearing hair extensions, I would use a lot of products in them. B, I would wash them, I think, every 2 weeks. Now, after wearing hair extensions for 5 years, I don't use as many products. I pretty much never use any product, only sometimes when I'm doing hair tutorials for you guys and I want to just show you, I want to make a point, okay, you have to use a hairspray, spray it in your hair, then I will use a product. But just in everyday wear, I don't use any more products on my hair extensions. The reason to that is the more products I use on my hair extensions, the more often I have to wash them. The more often you wash your hair extensions, the more dry they become, the more they shed, and the less they will last you. Just remember, you only need to wash your hair extensions maybe every 30 wears. So if you wear them daily, I would say wash them every month, maybe. Again, depending on what you do with them. Do you style them? Do you put some products in them? Then you might have to wash them. If you don't really put any products in them, if you think you can go more without washing them, don't go more without washing them, because they really don't need to be washed. Our natural hair needs to be washed because there's grease and oil that's coming from the roots constantly onto the hair. Therefore, we need to wash it. And that's why when we wash our hair, we mostly concentrate on the scalp because that's where the oil collects. With hair extensions, there's no scalp, there's no oil coming onto them. So unless you're putting a product, they're not gonna get dirty. So that's my point. Also, when I style them, even when I'm curling them, I don't really put hairspray in them. They still hold the curl. The best thing to do, I think, when I curl them is I will take the weft separately and I will curl it on a barrel. Let's say this is the curling barrel and I will curl it. And then what I will do with the curl, I will pin it with a clip and I'll just let it set overnight or just for an hour, and that really makes the curl last a really long time, and therefore I don't need to use a hairspray. Now let's talk about coloring hair extensions. Personally, I never colored any of my hair extensions because I instead matched my hair to the hair extensions, and I think if you're getting hair extensions, that's the best way to go, because you have to keep in mind, again, this hair is not attached to a scalp. So if you're gonna color it, unless you're taking a lighter color and you're coloring it darker, which I think is more or less fine, if you're gonna color, let's say if I were to say I'm gonna color this into a lighter shade, the only way I would be able to do that is if I would bleach this hair. Now, if I were to put bleach in this hair, it would really over dry the hair and there would be no oil to actually heal the hair after the bleaching process. It doesn't mean it can't be done. It can, and many people bleach their hair extensions. However, keep in mind, it definitely will short the lifespan of hair extensions. Also, if you do decide to bleach or color your hair extensions, definitely go to a hair colorist who is specialized in coloring hair extensions. The reason you want to get somebody specialized is because they've done it before, they know exactly what they're doing. Now, when you get your hair extensions done at a professional, or if you decided to do it at home, which you shouldn't do, but if you do decide to do it at home, always test a one clip weft before coloring the full set, just to make sure you even like the result. That way, if you're not happy with the color, you still have the rest of the set to wear. And one of the last tips I want to share with you is a tip I've learned from my friend Steph, who wears hair extensions pretty much every single day, and some of her sets are actually older than a year. So what she does when she washes her hair extensions, she will dip condition them. She'll put deep conditioner on her hair extensions and let it sit for overnight, and then in the morning she'll rinse them off and they will be so soft and beautiful. So this is a nice way to restore an old set of hair extensions, so I really wanted to share with you. I personally don't do it every time I wash my hair extensions, but I would do it also to an older set that's older than a few months. Now the last really cool trick I want to show you, and it will really save your life if you wear hair extensions and make your hair extension look a lot more natural in your hair, is getting rid of these short hairs. Now my hair is naturally not that short, it's about 17 inches long, and I still have this hair. Especially when you wear it for a few hours, you start like, your hair starts separating from the extensions, and the hair that's lower at the nape of your neck will start sticking out, and then everyone can tell you're wearing hair extensions. Pretty obvious, isn't it? Now I'm gonna show you how to get rid of that. Now the first step is I'm gonna take off the 3-clip weft that is clipped at the nape of the neck. Once I remove that weft, this is where I have all these short hairs. What I'm gonna do is gather them all together and clip the rest of the hair away. And then what I'm gonna do is create a 3-strand braid, just a regular 3-strand braid. Now this will work whether you have short or long hair. Then I'm just gonna grab a hair elastic and secure this braid in place. Now the next step is grab this braid and just roll it into a circle. And then I'm gonna need a couple of bobby pins just to secure this in place. Now what I'm gonna do is use this braid as the base for my 3-clip weft. And voila, no more short hairs. And I'm just gonna show you what it looks like from the front. You really don't see any short hairs. There you go. It all looks like my own natural hair. And same on the left side. Every strand is long now. I don't do this trick as much anymore because my hair's gotten longer and it doesn't show as much. However, when my hair was shorter, I used to do it all the time. And that is all I've got for today. Now, if you have any more questions, feel free to leave me a comment down below. I'll do my best to get back to you. Also, what you can do, you can email us at info@luxyhair.com, and we're always here to help you. And if you have any other special tricks or tips on how you take care of your hair extensions, I would love to hear from you. So make sure to leave a comment as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys so much. I think there's a door, so I gotta go and open it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you. Bye.